So this week I tried a couple of things outside of my comfort zone. So the first thing that I did was I signed up for an improv class. And the reason why I did it was because I kind of need to push myself out of my comfort zone. And I figured an improv class would be a great way to do that. I was nervous to do it. I've never done an improv class before. I thought it was mostly speaking, so I can I can get up in front of people. I don't have a problem with that. It's just kind of fumbling for words, not knowing what to say. That's more what I feel like I need help with. And then somebody asked me if it was acting, and I was like, oh my God, like I hope it's not acting because I don't act. But it was my understanding that it was just more kind of like almost like a skit thing, not exactly acting. So I really didn't know anything about it. I just know my friend had brought it up and she was like, my daughter suggests that I do an improv class. And I'm like, you know what? I have thought about doing that. So I looked one up. It just happened to start because this idea came up last week. I looked at the class and it was starting this week. So boom, I just signed up for it. And then my friend, she's gonna join me next week, but I went by myself. So it's a 6-week class, and there was only 4 of us, so I wasn't too nervous. It was 3 ladies, and then they were around my age, and then there was a high school kid, and he was so cute. He was more nervous than I was. I was kind of nervous for him, and but he ended up being like completely fine. So it's just a different way to, get into another experience. My husband is back to work full time, so he's a chef, so he's going to be gone a lot. He's gone during the night, so I figured I should do something with my time, and that was one of the things that I decided to do. So I'm looking forward to the next 6 weeks. It's a 6-week course. So it's going to be fun. And then the second thing that I did was I signed up for a pole class. So that was interesting. I was actually way more nervous to do improv than the pole. So I've been weight training for a really long time. I used to be a spin instructor. I don't teach spin anymore. I've cut way back on cardio. I used to run a lot. I don't do that anymore. And I was just getting kind of in a rut. I love strength training, love it. I love going to the gym, hitting the weights, but it was just time, to do something different. And I had heard that it was hard. So I was all about it. So, bring it on. Let's see. And it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. So it was amazing, like how much upper body work, right? Because you're holding on to this pole, and so it was a lot of lats, but it was also like a core workout. So you had to grab the pole and then get your feet up over your head, which I was actually shocked that I did it, right? So it was fun. It was just a really great group of ladies. And there's definitely an art form to it, to when you're doing these things, to make it look good as well. So this was a beginner pole class, so it was a lot of fun. I am really glad that I signed up for these things and just kind of get out of my comfort zone. Just because you're 53 doesn't mean you can't do these things, right? Ladies, and when you're in your 50s, if you keep up with your strength training, with your nutrition, and you keep up with your body, you're going to be able to keep doing these things. So, there was a couple of people that I asked if they wanted to do it, and they're like, oh, no, God, no. So, but, but a few of those reasons were because they physically weren't going to be able to do it, which kind of sucks because they're only in their 50s. So, I have to count my blessings that I have, maintained some of my physical strength. So this is definitely something different, stretching myself to come up like on the fly with some ideas without thinking. So that's the improv, and then just doing something out of my comfort zone that is with the poles. So I am excited to push forward with both of these, and I definitely challenge you to do something that's going to challenge you as well. And don't think that just because you are whatever age you are that you can't do something, right? It's never too late. And I will say that I was probably not the youngest one in the improv or in the pole class. So it just goes to show you, it's just, age is just a number, but you can also get stuck into a rut. And that's kind of where I felt like physically. And I know one benefit was that I was working on my mobility for a bit, and then just kind of stopped doing it, and then realized that, like, oh shit, with the pole class, like, I'm gonna need to work on my hips, which are the tightest part of my body. And so I was working on that, but then it was like kind of like, why, what was the point? But now it's like, wow, all right, so if I'm gonna be getting my leg up here, right, which I can hardly do, like if I'm gonna get my leg up to get those spins around, like I gotta work on my mobility. So I am renewed, be working on my mobility, get those hips going again, and get some flexibility. And that's all I got, ladies. Push yourselves and keep yourselves in shape. It's never too late. You can actually increase your strength as you get older. You do have to work on it. Same with flexibility. Flexibility is actually probably a little bit easier, will come a little bit faster than the strength will, but if you don't work on it, you're gonna lose it. So that's the whole point of this. Just keep pushing. It doesn't matter your age, just keep moving forward. Don't let yourself get stagnant. That's all I got.